Moon Podcast Escalation! Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan D. White.
My name is Chris Sims, and this is Sailor Business. It's the podcast where we sit down with a friend and watch every single episode of the classic 1992 Sailor Moon anime, and we talk about what Chibi Chibi is and why Chibi Chibi is, mostly, I think, right?
Oh, well, I mean, that comes up a lot.
We have no answers. I will warn you of that right now, but hopefully we'll get there. Today we are watching episode 187. We're closing in on the finish line. It is called The Shining Power of a Star, Chibi Chibi's Transformation.
Spoiler.
Okay, we were originally supposed to record this like 4 days ago. I do not remember Chibi Chibi transforming. I'm sure we will figure it out as we go.
It happens. She transforms.
What'd she transform into?
A Sailor Scout.
What?
A Sailor Scout.
That does not sound correct.
It is what happens in this episode.
Mm.
I mean, a Sailor Soldier, technically, but same thing.
I am suspicious of that. But to help us navigate these complex waters, we have invited someone that I've been looking forward to having on the show for quite a while. Kat Marusik is here. Kat, welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. I love this episode a lot. Chibi Chibi is actually an afterthought to the plot, mostly, of this episode, which I think is great.
Thank you.
The title.
I feel like we haven't had anybody on for an episode that they love for a little while.
Oh, this is one of my favorites of the season. I think it's quite good. This one, and the one that comes directly after it are both quite good in my opinion.
You're on the right part of the season, I guess.
Yeah, you lucked out.
A fortuitous occurrence.
Thank you, Kat, because now I feel better, because I was like, I'm pretty sure this episode's about Seiya playing baseball.
No, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
And roping Usagi into his schemes.
But it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see it. You'll see it again.
Yes.
Well, we will get to that shortly, but for now we need to meet our new friend. Kat, what is your history with Sailor Moon?
It is a long history. I think I would say it started with me seeing it on Toonami. I know it was on, I think, USA first, but I did not see it until Toonami. And around the same time, let's see, that would have been, good lord, how many millions of years ago? Okay, so approximately 1998. I managed to start seeing it on Toonami, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? It's got girls, and mainly girls in the cast, and they're doing awesome stuff, and I love this. And then I think the manga came out sometime around the same time, or at least in Dallas, where I grew up, it started being available around the same time. Not a whole lot of available manga in good old Dallas, Texas, but
sure.
But yeah.
Now, did you get it in the paperback, like Tenkabon form, or did you get it in the Chicks comics with an X?
With two X's? Was that Mix zine? Or was that Tokyo Pop still at that point? No, that was Mix before Tokyo Pop. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Wild and Woolly. I saw it first in the Mix zine, or like the Chicks comics, but then I think it was a trip to Barnes and Noble, maybe one of the few places that actually had a very tiny manga section at the time. I started to get the serialized collected manga volumes, and that was apparently exactly my jam, because it started a lifelong obsession. And it's such a delightful thing. Like, I don't know, it's been kind of like a through line for things that I really love. My first exposure to anime in general. And now, as an adult, with all of I think it started, was it the 20th anniversary? They started coming back with all the merchandise and the new series. And I was like, oh yes, I have disposable income now. I am one adult. I can buy these things. It is the perfect timing for me. So yeah, but it's one of those things that I've just kind of always really loved and cherished because it just hit me at that right time. It was maybe like 12, I think, at the time when it came out. Very formative.
It must have been the 25th anniversary where they started bringing it back, right?
I think it was the 25th anniversary, because the 20th anniversary, they started to make some merch again. And then the 25th anniversary is, I think, when they started releasing Crystal, the newer animated series.
Wait. What year? Wait, I have to do this.
That was 2014 when Crystal and...
Right, I think so.
So, okay, so you know what? I think it was around the 15th when they started putting like the manga and stuff back out again.
Right,
but then it was a little while
run
after that before that they really started coming back. So I think you're right. Maybe it's the 20th then.
Yeah, it was. I think
can't.
maybe the 20th when they started releasing, like, oh gosh, what are they called? I think it's Fig Arts. Fig Arts, the nice figures and things.
Sure.
No, that makes sense because I did buy all of those at San Diego Comic-Con, and wink wink used them for a news story at Comics Alliance. And the news story was I bought a shitload of Sailor Moon action figures, so they were a tax write-off.
Nice.
I had started getting into, like, I started working into animation around when those came out, and they were reference materials on my taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. So I was like, oh my, I can buy these and have them on as a tax write-off. Huh. Oh no, what will I do?
This podcast is a business. It's a Sailor business. We will occasionally get like emails.
Oh yeah.
Trying to sell me boat parts.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. That took me half a second.
Yeah. Every now and then I will search for just like the words Sailor Business on Twitter to see if anyone's talking about the show.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a bunch of like spam accounts that they always have like the same quote, and it's like, a calm sea never made an experienced sailor. #Sailor Business. And I'm like, no, that's a different thing you're thinking of.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, as you said, you are in animation.
Yeah.
So did that come as a result of getting into Sailor Moon and just watching that episode with the magic pencils, or was Sailor Moon because you already liked animation and cartoons and art?
I think they kind of fed each other a little bit. Like when I was a kid, I've been drawing for like forever, but also like right around then, like mid 90s is when I was like, let's say, like late elementary school through middle school through like my freshman year. Like that's when I would really start to solidify, like, hey, maybe I can do art as a thing. People have jobs where they draw things all the time, and I kind of dig that. So then I kind of threw myself into it, and seeing that animator girls episode in the, good Lord, was that first season? That was first season. Woo.
Yeah.
Wow. Really? Jeez, it's so long ago.
Yeah, because they're drawing the Sailor V movie.
Right. Oh man, why doesn't that movie exist? Boo-hoo. I would love it. But yeah, that I would say it definitely influenced me in a way that, like, I started getting more interested in anime, and also getting interested in animation as a possible job. And I kind of came to animation in a roundabout way. Like I didn't head here straight out of school or anything. It sort of was a little bit happenstance through DeviantArt, of all things. Oh, wow. DeviantArt. Yeah. I have a very roundabout story about how I came to animation, but yeah, Sailor Moon has definitely been a big influence on me, just for my art style and my career choice and things like that. So,
did you draw Sailor Moon fan art?
Oh my god, I still do.
Did you have an OC, and if so, what was her name and power?
Of course, she was Sailor Starlight, and she threw meteors.
Amazing. I love it.
I don't even have to pause. I know that. Oh no, I need to dig up some art of her now. I'm sure it's still here somewhere.
Yeah, please do. or like draw a new one with like your adult skills in art, which I have seen a lot of your art and it is fantastic. So imagine what you could do with your OCs now.
Oh my god. It would be so powerful. Oh, yes. Okay, thank you. Good ideas.
All right, so we have our questions. Jordan, would you like to give Kat the questions?
So obviously the easy ones were always his favorite Sailor Scout, unless you're Chris.
I love them all.
I oscillate a little bit. It's usually somewhere between Pluto and Mercury. Ami is one that I can relate to real hard with because I was kind of a book nerdy child as a youth. But also, especially in this season and in this episode in particular, you see behind the cool, calm mirror water surface that she is a thirsty gal. Very relatable.
Oh.
I think that brings us to a very, very obviously to the next question, which is, what do you think of my ships?
Oh, you mean cookbook?
I do mean cookbook.
Oh, that's such a sigh. Oh no.
I'm still so proud of that name.
It's a good one. I do like cookbook. I think the only other person I would necessarily ship Ami with if we are to go down that route. I actually really like her with Neptune because they have that good rivalry going on. But no, I think cookbook is really cute. And I don't think Ami would necessarily, I think she would understand the technical points of cooking, but she would definitely need Mako to cook things for her.
That's fair.
I think it would be a cute relationship.
Wait. We learned about this. What was it? We learned the secret of cooking in an episode earlier this season, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh.
It's probably heart. You cook with heart.
It's probably love.
Yeah.
It's probably love.
It's in this show, so it's probably love. Oh, that's right, because she goes on the Mako goes on the cooking show with
right.
Taiki, I think.
Well, and Usagi, but yes.
Is she really on the show, or is she decoration for the show? Bless her heart. I love Usagi. Although I will say I have to probably admit that I'm the most like Usagi because I relate to her real hard.
There you go. She's the best. Well, which brings us to the other relationship question, which is, what do you think of her and Mamo-chan, the late great
the hated
Mamo-chan?
canon ship?
Late Mamo-chan. I have many thoughts about this, but I'll boil it down to Mamo is terrible early on. He's just an asshole. Pardon my spicy language, but he's just a jerk early on, and he doesn't really get interesting until season 3, I think, because then you start to see his relationships with the other girls. There's that really nice episode where Ami is questioning herself. She's like, am I only good at books? What is this? Do I want to be a doctor? I don't know. And then she has the race, I think, with Michiru, and she and Mamo have a nice little heart to heart, and those relationships where he's talking to, people and being a people
yeah.
instead of just making fun of Usagi is when he gets most interesting. So I like him better as the series goes on. But also, I think Seiya and Usagi are really interesting, although Usagi is totally not on the same level of regarding him as a person. She just thinks he's this annoying jerk who's just oh my god, just stop. Why are you here, Mama? So, a little bit of both. I do not really like Mamo early on, but I think he gets better as the series progresses.
Okay.
Miracle romance.
I think there is a way to make Mamo good, and the show does not do it.
No.
And I am not sure Naoko Takeuchi does it either.
Well, I think the fairest assessment, though, is when people point out that, why would they want to waste their time on him? He's not the point.
Right.
Yeah, you could make him a compelling character, but he's just the eye candy.
Right. He's kind of taking the stock princess damsel character almost, because he's constantly dying
Yeah.
or getting kidnapped or getting hurt, and even though he shows up and gives words of encouragement and cheerleads, he doesn't really do much of anything, and
Yeah.
Usagi is saving him all of the time. So I think it's a little bit of that role reversal where you see like maybe there's like the girlfriend character and she doesn't really do much, but she's there and she's supportive. And this is like a little bit of a flip of that, because you're right, like Mama's not the point. Usagi is the point. So it's a little bit of that, I think. We don't need Mamo. He's fine.
Mamo, he's not the point.
But he makes her happy. So
He
let her
does.
have this.
Great.
Well, except that he's dead now. So
He's dead now.
God.
But she's
This
still
show's
writing
weird.
letters to him. Poor thing.
Listen, maybe he's not dead. We didn't see a body.
Mm.
What do you think about Chibi? The
Chibi.
again, the former person Chibi, not on the show anymore.
With the former person, is she no
Well,
longer a person?
I actually have a slight update on that, but let's answer
You
the
have
question first.
Okay, continue.
Chibiusa, I have interesting, like, an interesting reversal with her, because when I was younger, I thought she was just annoying. But now as an adult, I'm like, oh, you know what? She was like a little kid in the beginning and she was annoying as heck. But as I grew older, like, I kind of see more of her progression now. Like, she's just an irritating little butt when you first see her, especially that first season, because she's just like a child, an actual child. And oh goodness, children. but she has some interesting growth as she goes along, and as an adult I appreciate more now, like, oh yeah, she's an actual like 4-year-old. Oh, it's fine.
The update I wanted to, I agree with you, except that again, I have a child and I like having a child. I think he's great. He's a million times better than Chibi.
Does he fall out of the sky and hold a gun to your head
He doesn't.
and yell at you for jewels?
No, he does not do any of those things. I mean, he's a child, so he yells at me sometimes. But
Does he have your exact hairstyle?
no, I mean,
Good.
we both do buzz our hair, but I have the part in the front, and he doesn't have that.
Mhm.
But I was going to give you this update, which is we got a message on Twitter from a fan named Aaron who says, "Let me show you this this tweet. I'm going to put it in the chat. There was an episode. Well, here's what they said. Just got to Sailor Business episode 184, where the guys notice that Usagi goes to the attic and doesn't pause to think about Chibiusa sleeping there. Well, we did get the whole remembering Chibiusa in the attic scene back in episode 173, but things were different then. And there are some pictures. Now, I don't know which of these comes from what, but it kind of makes it look like Chibiusa got Marty McFly'd. Like there was a picture that had Chibiusa in it, and then at another point, it did not have a picture of Chibiusa in it.
Ooh.
Take a look at this.
Ooh,
Well,
dang.
no, okay. First of all, that was my theory, if you'll recall, for all of Supers, was that this was a distinct Chibiusa from the Sailor Moon R Chibiusa. That because of time shenanigans, we were not getting the Chibiusa who had her birthday forgotten.
Oh, right.
Oh, but you know what? Actually, as I look closer at these pictures, they're not identical. They're very similar because Usagi is holding onto Mamo's arm in a very similar way, but she's wearing different clothes. He's wearing different clothes.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
Yeah, and that's his standard. That's definitely his standard photo pose.
like, are we going to do one of those montages where there's a million pictures of him and he looks exactly the same and you line his face up? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody do that.
Which you could not do with anyone else on this show.
They're too expressive. All right. So maybe she didn't get Marty McFly out of existence, which is unfortunate, but there you are.
Uh-oh.
But we know that she hasn't been Marty McFly out of existence because Ami talked about her recently.
Yep, you're right. Well,
Right.
no, but you know what? I don't think we should turn this into the technical aspects of Marty McFlying people, because part of me, I was going to say, she would remember him. It's the future Ami that wouldn't remember her, but this is complicated, and let's stop.
Right.
Okay.
I know the manga gets into one tiny thing, like one thing. I think in this arc, in the Stars arc, I think when Mamo disappears / is killed at one point. Chibiusa actually does start to disappear.
Oh, so there you go. Yeah.
I have to think about exactly like which chapter that was in, but they do address it slightly.
So you're saying that currently Chibi does not exist because Mom was dead?
Not actually.
Again, not answering any of my questions about Chibi.
Oh no, Chibi is interesting.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
Right, and they don't. I think overall in the anime they don't cover it even as much, and the manga is still kind of vague about it as well. Although it does say a little bit more about her towards the end. Oh, Chibi, weird little tiny person.
tiny.
That is what she is.
Small.
Well, Chris, you're gonna be shocked by what happens because apparently you've completely forgotten what happens in this episode.
Yeah, no kidding. Before we get to the episode, though, I have 2 pieces of Sailor Business. Actually, I guess I have 3.
Okay.
One of them, of course, the pins. We have the brand new Tuxedo Melvin pins. I guess I should finally put that picture up. Jordan, did you put one on the Twitter for everybody?
No, I thought you did put a picture up.
Nope. Sure didn't.
Oh. For some reason, I thought you put one up on Patreon, but all right.
By the time you hear this, I will have put one up. And I know that I've seen a lot of people re-upping their pledges to 15 to make sure they get that. Just want everybody to remember that if you are at 15 when the June payments go through on June 1st, then you will get one of those pins. If you're international, please pledge more or stick around for a while. I have some shipping supplies on the way, and I'm very excited to get those to the people. Sailor Business thing number 2. This week is my wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Thank you. Which means it's also the anniversary of when my wife and I started dating, because we got married on the same day for convenience. So that we would not have to memorize.
You got married the day you started dating? Wow.
Yeah. Same day, but it was 3 years after.
I know.
Planning.
I was just pretending it was the same day.
And as longtime listeners of the show might recall, the way my wife and I started dating was that we started watching Sailor Moon together over Skype back when it started coming back on Hulu, which is why I know exactly when Sailor Moon started on Hulu in 2014.
Very good.
So yeah, one of many things, and the best thing that Sailor Moon has brought into my life.
Aww.
My wife. The other thing, which if I can pivot pretty hard from how much I love my wife to what I was doing right before we started recording, I have been playing Fire Pro Wrestling quite a bit lately. Which do you know about Fire Pro, Kat?
I don't really. I know somebody who's playing it though, but please, because the name fascinates me and I want to know more.
It is a long-running series of Japanese wrestling games.
Right.
I first got obsessed with it when I was in high school, when I was like 15, playing it on a Super Nintendo emulator, because it was never released in America. It wasn't released in America till the Game Boy Advance versions, because the creation system was super granular and very extensive. And that is how I, a young person with the mind of an obsessive collector, learned all the names of the wrestling moves, because they were in, let's say, moderately poorly translated English in that game.
Nice.
Fire Pro Wrestling World is the newest one. And I have been downloading a lot of wrestlers that people have made from the internet. I have been, making a couple of my own. I made my other podcast co-host, Matt Wilson, as a wrestler, because, I always make myself to play through the story mode. And I was like, well, I should have a partner, should have a tag team partner. So I made Matt. But tonight, I decided that a thing I was going to do to relax over the weekend was I am going to make all of the Sailor Senshi. But here's the thing. I'm not going to just make the Sailor Senshi. Although you can, they do have, like, there is a Sailor Fuku. And weirdly enough, there's, like, an anime head in that game that's very upsetting.
That's the best description. Very upsetting.
Yeah, just highly upsetting anime head. But I'm not just going to make the Sailor Senshi. I'm going to make the Sailor Senshi if they were professional wrestlers and not Sailor Senshi. Which I know sounds complicated, but I'm very excited about it.
No, that's perfect. It's a crossover. That is the crux of so much fan art online. That's perfect.
So the only one that I've made so far is I started with Makoto because I figured she would be very easy, and she is, because she is a very straightforward shoot fighter. She's an MMA style fighter. Nice. I'm going through all of her moves now and giving her a lot of very hard strikes, and that judo throw that we see in her first appearance, I made sure she has that. She's also got like the power moves, like the lift you above her head moves.
Yes.
And I'm using the Miss Dream, I'm using the Guardians of Order book to make sure that I get like accurate height and weight for the Sailor Senshi as well.
Nice.
I think I'm going to do Usagi last. Makoto is going to be like a shoot fighter, like a UFC fighter. Rei is going to be like a Great Muta style, like weird fire breathing monster wrestler. Like she's going to be like a weird Undertaker and Kane sort of wrestler, which I think will be very fun. Ami's going to be a submission technician. And Minako is going to be she's going to be a performer. She's going to have all the taunts. I think
that is correct. Yes, good.
All the big flashy moves. I'm actually very excited about this. If anyone's interested, you can get Fire Pro on PS4. I think it might still be on sale.
Oh, neat.
I would not advise getting it if you are not already very interested in pro wrestling. But if anybody wants them, let me know, and I think I can upload the Sailor Senshi to the website, so you can check them out and download them once I'm done.
It's really good.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures. I'll take some screenshots and put them online for everybody.
Cool.
Excellent. I think gosh, which one of the fighting games was it? No, I can't remember. But there was one of the fighting games. They're on like 5 or 6 iterations of it now, but you can customize characters. And a friend of mine and I one time just made all the Sailor Scouts because we could. Because that's what you should do. Whenever you have character customization, you should just make your faves. That's what that's for. Yeah. I see nothing. It's not problematic at all.
I don't usually like download like the fictional characters because they've done this in like the WWE 2K games as well. Right. Had like pretty extensive libraries online, and I rarely get them. So this is mainly for me, but there are some complete weirdos out there who are making like the cast of Breaking Bad that you can play in this Japanese pro wrestling game.
Oh.
Weirdly enough, no Sailor Moon. No, there's one Sailor Moon, and she doesn't look good on the website right now. No offense. Sorry, you did not make a good Usagi.
This is why you have to save Usagi for last. You have to put time and attention into it to make it right.
The hair is going to be very difficult to get right.
The hair is very particular. Good luck. Godspeed.
Thank you, Kat. So with that, I think I'm ready to dive into this episode that I don't remember.
Let's do it.
With the tiny pink plot device child.
All right, here we go. All right, we are watching episode 187 of Sailor Stars, which is called, according to Viz / Hulu, The Shining Power of a Star, Chibi Chibi's Transformation. It was written by Ryota Yamaguchi. The director was Takuya Igarashi. The animation director was Miho Shimigosa, and it originally aired on September 14th, 1996. And you know what that means?
What?
My sister is about to turn 18.
Congrats.
Thanks. That's all I got. But we are not satisfied with that original title. We always like to give the episode titles of our own, as though they were imported by the very terrible translators at Deacon Cloverway. So we will start with you, Kat. What is your terrible title for this episode?
Oh boy, I should have thought about this a lot more. I think the thing I wanted to name it was actually a mashup of the two real Deke names, because I think they just missed it. They got so close, but I really wanted to just be Angels in the Outfield because I watched that movie on the Disney Channel way too many times.
Jordan, do you have a terrible title?
Yeah, I am also trying to think of twists on baseball movie names. Like I was like, Field of Screams, 8 Sailors Out. Like
it could be Bull Tokyo. Bull Juban.
No, I get it. Yep.
Yeah. Which this episode bummed me out. I was telling Jordan this earlier. This episode bummed me out because I live in Durham and I have season tickets to the Durham Bulls, which I do not have this year now.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Look, that is a minor complaint. It's a minor problem. I have a title. I went in a different direction.
What way did you go?
My title is Who's on First?
Oh, I love that skit. Was that Laurel and Hardy? I haven't seen that in so long.
Abbott and Costello. Very close.
Abbott and Costello. That's right. Oh my goodness.
I thought that was a fun one.
All right, I'm into it.
All right, so as you can tell, a lot of baseball content in this episode because there's a sports tournament going on, which is not usually a shoujo thing. That's usually a shonen thing. But here we are. It's tournament days.
They're real hyped about it, except Usagi, because it's a sport. And she says no. Yeah. No, thank you.
Which this letter to Mamo at the beginning is the wildest collection of shots that I think we have ever gotten in an episode preview.
Yeah, you're talking about the preview part? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
But this begins with, we've got Usagi, we've got Makoto, and we've got Minako, and they are talking about this upcoming sports tournament. Events: volleyball, that's Mina. Basketball, Makoto can dunk on people. Dodgeball, probably also Makoto's sport, if we're being honest. Dodgeball, kind of the combination of Makoto and Minako.
Yeah, good point.
And finally, of course, softball. The great Jubanian pastime.
So, yes. So, as you said, obviously, I just want to call her Venus for some reason. Obviously, Venus is going to be doing volleyball, but not just because she's good at it, but because she's planning to use volleyball skills to get, who is it, Taiki to fall in love with her? Yeah. The asshole. I mean, they're all assholes.
You can do better. Mina, you can do better.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, she literally says she's going to do her, what was it? She's going to do her set of love, and then he'll do his spike of love, and then they will...
Gross.
Yeah.
Euphemisms.
So then, Makoto's like, yeah, I'm going to play basketball, but not just because Yaten is doing basketball. Totally not because of that. But it's at least partially because of that. And then Usagi's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then Seiya walks up and goes, she's going to play softball with me. I already told everybody that's what she's doing. And she's like, what the fuck?
Like, please tell me if you're going to force me to do things.
Yeah, that's a bit presumptuous of you.
I also want to point out that Ami during this scene just like slides in. She's like, "Oh, these things are all co-ed, aren't they? Is that why
Yep.
you're doing them?" And she has her perv glasses on, and I'm like, Ami knows.
Oh yeah,
Ami is also reading a book that is called Difficult Math.
Yes,
love it.
it's very good.
Now, can I just say something about these girls though? At this point,
No.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
I'm going to do it
Podcast
anyway.
over.
You know what? I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
They have no cool at all. Like,
No.
how many months have they been fucking hanging out with these dipshit asshole famous people, and they're still going, "Oh my god, I get to be there with that person for like 5 minutes. Oh my lord!"
Mhm.
Like, get over it. They're just dudes.
Yeah, Usagi's the only one that's cottoned on that they're kind of actually real hella lame. She's the smart one in all this. She's like, God, those guys are just annoying. God, oh my God.
Yeah. It's good thing I have my 84-year-old dead boyfriend.
But I mean,
She doesn't
seriously,
know yet.
how many times do you have to hang out with a celebrity before you stop like
Thinking
Yeah. thinking they're the best thing in the world every time you walk near them?
I mean, I don't know, Jordan, are you still starstruck when you would get to record with me?
No, I'm over it.
The internet's Chris Sims.
See, I'm over it. This is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
I'm actually very hurt by that. This bit turned hurtful.
Wait, but you shouldn't be hurtful because, well, you shouldn't. Here, let me explain your own joke to you. You shouldn't think it's hurtful
Thanks,
because I accepted that you were a celebrity and said, yes, you are a celebrity,
And
You know what,
also,
that's
a
fair.
people.
but I'm over it.
What a friendship.
Yeah. So they have no chill. They're all still freaking out about this. And speaking of people who are freaking out about the celebrities, all the other girls of the school are also sitting there going, "Oh, why are they always hanging out with Seiya?" And it's like, slow down, girls. Seiya's always hanging out with them.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not Seiya's party. His name ain't in the title of the show.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess his name is in the title of the show because it is
now it
called
is.
Sailor Stars now.
Yeah. So, in
Yeah.
fact, yeah, you're right. Shaki's no longer the lead character.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. I hate even
It
saying
was
that.
Taiki all this time.
Oh God.
Speaking of, like, there's a scene here where Ami is like, Usagi just doesn't understand Seiya's star power, and I would have changed my opinion of this season in a heartbeat if it just cut to Seiya looking directly at the viewer and going, "Sailor Starlight power, that is."
Oh. You would have changed it to "this is awful," or
I would have changed it to it's even better.
oh. You would have liked Chibi Chibi if that happened.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, you're fine to say that because it didn't happen, so it's fine. So anyway, all the girls are going, "Oh, like how awful! Those girls are so lame." And then all of a sudden, we get this mysterious new figure. A new challenger appears, Sonoko, who is she's a schoolgirl and she has a plan, and she has enormous green hair.
And a rose.
Are you talking about Sailor Neptune?
You think?
Are you talking about the person I thought was Sailor Neptune for like 15 minutes of this episode?
Oh no, yeah, definitely not Sailor Neptune. This is an entirely new character.
Yeah, I thought this was Michiru.
Just what, like doing 21 Jump Street?
I don't know. First of all, I have no concept of how old they are.
Well, we know they have a family. I think they're out of high school.
Be two high school students and their mom and their daughter.
There's no mom.
Yeah, what do you think Setsuna is?
Oh, okay. No, but also
Setsuna's the mom because she is clearly the one who has a job.
the impression that I get, Money Boss Tones, is that they are just graduated high school. That they must have been seniors last year
at Mugen Academy.
Oh yeah, and they got automatic graduation because their school blew up.
Yeah.
That's how it works. That's one of those rumors you hear, right? Oh, if the school blows up, we all get diplomas automatically, and then the kids all plot to blow up the school.
It's fine. They don't need diplomas anyway. They're filthy rich. It's fine.
Right.
Who needs diplomas when you have money?
I assume that they are now college age, but not going to college. But I don't know if that's true.
I think so. I think in the context of the anime, they are. I don't remember. Oh yeah, in the manga, I think they just take off after basically the equivalent of the S season.
They don't ever come back?
They're having a gap year.
Yeah, they just bounce. They're like, we're gonna go raise this child now. Okay, bye. We're gonna go live in a mansion with his baby we stole.
I want the spinoff, not with the baby. Like, honestly, the baby makes the spinoff less good, but I do want the spinoff of the two of them traveling around and killing monsters,
solving mysteries.
Yeah,
I mean, the mystery of who's a monster this time.
I mean, that's basically Supernatural, and that show's been on for 14 seasons.
All right, I'm in. Yeah. Except this time they're actually lovers. They're not cousins. They're not brothers, obviously. So,
no. There's spicy fanfic online. Oh.
There is. Who's this mysterious figure? It's not Sailor Neptune, but we'll find out who shortly.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was a very off-model Michiru.
That's very funny.
Not for 15 minutes, but like at first.
Until the next time they appear, probably.
Yeah.
You were just like, what? Since when does Michiru like have a like catty girl backup group to complain about men who she totally could have slept with anytime she wanted to because he literally offered?
Yeah, very off-model. What is this show on about sometimes?
It's a weird show. So Ray finds out that Usagi's playing softball with Seiya, and Ray is super jealous and telling her, just don't do it. You have a boyfriend. What kind of conniving thing are you pulling here? And Seiya is going to train her how to play softball after school. So this is an after school session, which is, at first I was very confused why there was a baby present at their high school, but it's after school, I guess. Chibi.
Juban High is very progressive.
Just bring your baby to school.
Since the city keeps getting almost destroyed, they've loosened their rules in Tokyo a little bit.
Yeah. What is is the daycare all asleep again? Everyone who works there is in a coma. All right, bring the baby to school.
Take your kids home.
Oh, did two aliens show up and try to target babies? So I gotta come pick up the kid. Yeah, all right.
They're saying they're brother and sister, but they're really, really, really close to each other. Oh no, Alien. I just had flashbacks. Oh boy.
So the show, that's right. So the show had a history of lovers pretending to be related even before the cousins situation. I never made that connection. Good point.
The cousins situation.
That's like a mystery movie of some sort. That's, you know what? That's the name of the spinoff. It's in. It's a CBS spinoff of Sailor Moon.
Yes.
So, okay, where were we? So he's going to train them. He's going to train her how to play softball after school, and all the girls and the other two Mikes are there, all hanging out to watch. And the girls are all like, it's silly to train her though, because there's no chance they're going to win. And the guys are like, why? And they're like, you'll see.
Yeah. And so obviously Sailor Moon, God Queen of the Universe, who has been fighting monsters for 5 years. She's what do you know? The kid's a natural.
Yeah.
It's like that movie where the kid's arm is fucked up and he gets really good at baseball and then gets recruited by the Minnesota Twins. What is that movie?
I don't know that movie.
Yes, you do. The guys are like we did a con where that guy was there because it was a Wizard World, and we kept calling him by the name of the movie, not to his face. We're not rude.
Not you and me.
No, me and Matt. God, what is the name of that movie where the kid's arm gets fucked up? Everyone's screaming at their phone right now, and I want you to know I can't hear you currently.
I'm gonna Google movie where kids' arms gets fucked up.
No, and he
I'm
gets
gonna
good
see
at baseball.
baseball movie. I mean, what team?
The Twins.
Twins, arm, Payne. Google filled in Payne, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah, we kept calling that dude Rookie of the Year, even though he's like 40 now.
Oh no.
Oh, so this is like a child?
Yeah. The premise of the movie, like, that's why he's the rookie. Like, he's like a kid, and he gets his arm all fucked up, and his tendons heal super tight. Which means he, like, when he rotates his arm, it like kind of snaps, like, because it's like pulling back a rubber band, and so he can throw like 104-mile-an-hour fastball.
Okay.
And so, as a child, he gets recruited to play Major League Baseball. And then in the middle of the big game, I don't know if this is the World Series or not, but like his arm heals. Like he slips and lands on it and like knocks everything back into place. You know,
Gotcha.
like medicine.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
medicine.
Like how injuries work.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then he has to win by cleverness alone.
Oh, so he omnis this?
I wouldn't say
Like he doesn't do
omnis
the
it.
math of baseball. Okay,
No,
he doesn't do the math.
He tricks people, which I always thought was
Oh.
bullshit. But then I did recently see a clip of maybe the greatest out in baseball history, where this dude is on like second base, and the second baseman straight up just pretends to throw the ball back to the pitcher, and when the guy takes a lead off base, he just taps him with it, and that's it.
That's
Third
amazing.
out.
That's
Saw
pretty great.
that.
It's the greatest shit of all time.
Wild.
So this is Thomas Ian Nicholas.
Yes, he does a lot of Wizard Worlds.
All right.
All right, so welcome back to rookie business. That's what we're doing after 200, everybody.
baseball
Spoiler. Yeah, Chris lied. She gets hit with a baseball in the face.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
sorry, I did lie. That was a bit. I apologize.
Baseball to the face. Well, it's not a baseball. Softball to the face.
Which
Because
is even
softballs
better.
are much softer. Yeah. Why do they call it softball? It's like, I guess it's softer than a baseball, but it's not like soft.
Okay,
No,
are softballs softer
Yeah.
than baseballs?
a bit. They're less
thought-
densely wound. I think
Right.
the string is less densely wound in the center, in the core of the ball.
I thought it was because you kind of like throw the ball softer because you're throwing it underhand.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh no, apparently
possible.
it was because when the game was invented in 1926, the ball was soft, and now it is not.
How do you even hit a soft ball with it? Well, I guess it depends what you mean by soft.
Right. Maybe it was just like a straight rubber ball or
Like if it was like a foam ball, it wouldn't go anywhere.
something, right? Wiffle ball.
I mean, a Nerf ball will go pretty hard
Right, Nerf. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
because it's Nerf or nothing.
Oh,
Jordan.
Jesus. Did you ever have mad balls?
Mad balls.
Just gonna let that question sit for a second and let everybody know that I will not be taking the bait on that one.
Great.
No, Jordan, I don't like that sort of thing.
Oh,
like-
well, hooty hoo.
No, like toys that are gross. I mean,
Okay. I don't go for that sort of thing.
Oh.
no, like I was never into
they
like
were gross. Right, they were gross out
I was
toys.
never
Right.
into like Mad Balls or I fucking hate Garbage Pail Kids with a passion.
Oh. Well, that's very sad.
We're just finding out so many spicy details.
Yeah. Mad balls were fun. That's all there is to it. Anyway, let's move on. So she gets balls to the face.
This friendship is disintegrating.
Mad Balls were baseball-sized rubber balls that were all fucked up and had fucked up faces on them.
Yeah,
That's all.
Like one of them was like an eyeball, one of them was like a cyclops, one was like a zombie guy with his bits falling out, like a brain exposed. Like one was a skeleton. They were fun. They brought them back like a couple years ago, and nobody cared.
Was there a Mad Balls comic?
Oh yeah, Marvel did a Mad Balls comic. Why did we? I don't even know why we're talking about that. But yes, Usagi got beamed in the head. She fell over. Everybody's laughing at her, and/or etc.
Yeah, everybody's laughing at her because that's what you do when your good friend who has saved you with the power of friendship and love gets fucking hit in the face with a softball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nose possibly broken. Yeah. Normal.
She could do moon healing escalation on it. It'll be fine.
That's true. And she screams, beautiful!
And her nose does look beautiful afterwards, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think that only works if the softball was actually had a crystal inside it.
I don't know.
She's healing
I mean,
her
you don't know.
face. She's got a crystal, so it should work.
Yeah.
She's not healing.
Maybe that's why they can't find the starseed, because it's actually like
In a baseball.
been inside a baseball all this time.
So now we get finally introduced to who this new girl is, and the answer is she is. Well, what we get is we get a cackle about Usagi and how terrible she is, and a mysterious shadowy figure up on the horizon, like Gandalf coming over the fucking mountain with the sun. A big sign that says "Love, love, 3 lights," and she's like, "I can't believe you're trying to win with such a terrible level of skill. That's ridiculous." And we find out who she is, which is she's the head of the softball club, the captain of the softball club, and the leader of the 3 Lights fan community. She's a third year, so that's
club.
Whatever I said. What did I say?
You said fan community, which was like a very polite way of putting it.
It's all true. She's a third year.
She's big in the 3 Lights fandom.
She's membership card number 1, and the other girls bow prostrate unto it, even though they are like super powered heroes, but they're still like, oh my god, this girl at school is so cool.
She's the
They're
first
space princesses.
The first member of the fan club. The first member. What was Amy? 13 or something?
Yeah, something really high.
So, but that's nothing because Ami is blown away by this. So, and again, I don't understand. Well, this whole thing is ridiculous. This part gets really ridiculous. So,
yeah, this part, the rest of the show.
Well, this part gets especially ridiculous.
The whole show, the entire thing.
Because here's what happens. She shows up and she goes, listen, I understand that as just a member of your fan club, this probably isn't any of my business. But guess what? Fuck that lady over there for hanging out with you. That's some bullshit. We will never forgive her. And it's like, what?
I mean, look, that is a pretty accurate portrayal of fandom as I understand it.
Except that usually you don't get to walk up to the person and say it to their face. Usually they do it on the internet nowadays. But I guess things were different back in the 90s. You would go up to your favorite celebrities and tell them that their relationships were bullshit.
And to the person, to the person's face, to also the partner's face. And Usagi, to her benefit, is like, whatever, I have a boyfriend. He's better anyway. And then the other girls are like, oh god, no, don't make her mad. And then they like tackle her to the ground. They're terrified of this school, this popular girl at the school. She's very dangerous.
And then the conversation continues with them, every person present just completely ignoring the fact that Usagi is sitting there going, he's not my boyfriend. I have a boyfriend.
It doesn't matter. She doesn't matter.
both sides. Because this girl, what is her name? What was it again?
Sonoko, I think.
Sonoko, yeah. Sonoko is going, wait, does she call her a monkey? What?
She calls her that monkey girl. Yeah, which is rude.
Super rude.
That is rude. And so she ends up saying, I'm challenging you. I mean, I was already going to play softball because I'm the fucking captain of the softball team. But if we win, then you cut all ties with Usagi. And then Sei is like, and if I win? And the girl goes, if I win, I'll acknowledge your relationship. And it's like, there's no relationship. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Poor Usagi is going to be like, I'm basically married.
Yeah.
I have children.
We have 2 kids together, maybe, I think.
Or a grandchild. It's unclear.
We get married and I them and am god queen of the planet. But what? Poor Usagi. She's just very confused through all this. Possibly the only sane one in this episode.
This poor Usagi.
Yeah.
Poor Usagi.
She's doing her damnedest in this episode.
She really is. God bless her.
She's very. I mean, again, this is why. I mean, I kind of feel like how do you guys like this and hate Mamoru at the beginning of the show? It's fucking the same shit, I guess. And the difference is he's the same age as she is. That's the big.
I mean, yeah,
big
that's
difference.
that's a big one. Also, as you might recall, I'm not into Seiya.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm not. Oh, and then he goes, we're gonna win. Let's show them the power of our love, and which also fucks Usagi up.
Mm-hmm.
This
episode is ridiculous and insane.
Speaking of ridiculous and insane, cut to Galaxia.
Yeah.
Who's
well, listen,
like,
first of all, I'm just happy that we actually get the villains before like minute 20 in this episode, which has been a trend recently.
We do get to see Aluminum Siren and Lit Crow, and Galaxia's like, you haven't found a Starseed yet? And I really wish Aluminum Siren would have been just like, no, we haven't. Have you seen the show? It takes a while. And it's probably going to be one of these 5 girls.
I have 2 things I want to say inspired by this scene. The first one is, I'm sorry to be superficial, but I can't stand it. I hate her ribbon mask. I hate it.
Aluminum Siren?
Yeah, I hate it. Every time I see it, I hate it more.
It's not a good design.
It is very extra.
All apologies to Naoko, but like it is not a good design. It does not translate well to animation, I don't think.
No, I think
it's just
it worked
weird.
fine in the manga, but animation is a hard thing to pull off with that many like fiddly details. It's kind of a lot.
What? Okay, you've worked in animation and you've done character designs. What character design do you look at on the show and you're like, yes, that one I could that one would be fine to animate? Because I feel like there's a lot of very busy and complicated costumes.
Right. I think this season in particular is tricky because it just, even Sailor Moon's outfit, and they do call it out in one episode. I think it's a later episode in the season than this, but like with the wings and the ribbons and just all of that stuff it's so hard. It's so hard to draw that much all the time, even just for like a storyboard.
I wish I could find it, but Aaron Gladstone, eGlads on Twitter, did a drawing once, and it was when I was a kid. I didn't have like I didn't know how Sailor Moon ended, so I just thought her costume kept getting more and more ruffles and looked like this, and then she draws this picture of Sailor Moon with like 8 collars and 8 ruffles.
Yeah, that was good.
That sounds amazing. I need it. But yeah, I would say overall, like, I think they made smart choices in first season to simplify like the costumes, because there's some differences in some of the Senshi's costumes, like subtle ones, but they made them pretty uniform. And I think that was a note early on. One of the very nerdy things that I own is the Sailor Moon Materials art book.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sells for like a couple $100 now, but I snagged it like way back in the day. But it has her original designs for all of the scouts. And I think that was at a point where they were planning to like go into animation while she was developing the show. So before she started drawing the main manga, it was like a transitional period after she finished Sailor V, the original Sailor V comic. And so each of the Senshi was going to have a very individualistic like uniform. And then the animation crew was like, oh God, please don't. And they ended up making them a bit more uniform and simpler to draw. But yeah, they get a little more extreme.
Yeah, because the Sailor V costume's a little busier, right?
Yeah, they definitely pared it back to make it a little simpler for when they started Sailor Moon. So, but yeah, the costumes get fussier as you go along, sprightlier. Yep. But yeah, I'd say first season Senshi, like that was a good spot, and those costume work for quite a while. But oof, I would not want to draw this little strappy mask with not to mention just like a strap mask, but also like a multi-dimensional star, which they only draw the dimensions like I'm looking at like a close-up of aluminum siren, and it's like got this little 3D star gem. And definitely when you're further out on certain things, they simplify it. They're like, it's a star now, or if she's far enough back, like it's a dot. But it's a star. Just pretend. Just use your imagination.
So we cut back.
Wait. So there was the second thing I wanted to say about this scene.
Okay.
Which is just, and this is sort of a common refrain with our ridiculous, stupid, idiot villains in Sailor Moon. But I just wanted, I've attacked Aluminum Siren. Now I want to defend her. What's your fucking intel, Galaxia?
Right.
What's the remit here? Hey, here's a planet with 6 billion people on it. It's one of them.
Go.
Like, no, I haven't fucking found it yet. What do you expect?
I have a question about this scene.
Sure.
Has Leg Crow always had wings?
Great question.
Have I just not been paying attention for this entire season? Is that why I'm so confused?
No, Leg Crow does not always have wings.
Yeah,
I think
maybe they come and go.
simplify it. Yeah.
Thank you. I was getting a little worried. Have been sleeping lately. So from there we cut back to
Practice.
Usagi, who has been murdered.
She's dead upon the floor.
Yeah. Apparently, Seiya was like, I know what's going to make Usagi good at softball is if I just hit her with softballs a bunch.
And then taunt her mercilessly about it.
Yeah, I don't think osmosis works
No.
for this.
She literally collapses on the ground and is like out of it, and then the way he motivates her to jump back up and get back into it is by going, "Are you trying to break up with me?" And she jumps up to be like, "We're not even dating!" And he's like, "Great, you're back at it. Let's do this." And they practice into the night.
Yeah, where the baby still is.
Yeah, the baby's still there, of course.
Because that's all you really need. Like,
That's right. Yeah, just coffee. Wait, what does he give her? He gives her like a lemon drink, and then he gives the child something with Java and tea in it.
That's
lots
a
of
bad
caffeine.
idea.
coffee. Like me interacting with a child, like, I don't know, what are you, 2, 8?
Here's some
Do you
black
like
coffee.
or Fortnite or cigarettes?
Espresso.
Don't do that.
Don't let me babysit, Jordan.
Yeah, I won't.
I don't know how to deal with kids. I'm not good.
So they sit there on the bench and they're looking at the stars, and he's like, "What is all creatures in the universe have the light of a star in them," and that's a saying from far off country. It's in each of us, in you and me, and there you go. And Usagi's like, "I've never heard of this. The stronger a person's starlight is, the brighter they shine, and you shine especially bright." And she's like,
"You'll never shine if you don't glow."
Hey now.
Hey now, we're all stars.
Well,
I like that also she immediately is like, yeah, is that what you say to pick up girls? She's just like, get out of here with that crap.
I wish he'd have been like, we've all got stars inside us. And it's like, I mean, I don't know. I think we got moonlight inside us, but whatever works for you, buddy.
he gets offended because he's like, "No, I'm serious." She's like, "You're seriously hitting on me?" And he's like, "No, I'm serious. This is like my actual philosophy of life." And it is.
Mm-hmm.
No, but then he's upset because she's trying to give up, and he's like, she's like, "You never give up, do you?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." Act break.
That's right. It is our that's our act break. Woo! Kat, you having a good time?
This is I like it. I'm having fun.
Good.
Just having people to talk about this really silly nerdy show that I've been in love with since I was a child is a good activity for me. I have to admit I started watching this with and listening to your show with my boyfriend, whom then I got into Sailor Moon and made him watch the whole thing with me on Hulu.
Awesome.
It is a great couple activity, can confirm.
Making fun of Sailor Moon. It is a delightful activity.
Jordan, are you
Yes.
enjoying yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time.
Listener, are you enjoying yourself? If you are, then you can help support the show.
How?
No, you say how.
Oh,
I was setting you up to say how.
gotcha. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/sailorbusiness, where you can become a patron of the show for as little as $1 a month and as much as $60,000 a month. That's right. You could give us $60,000 a month, but don't feel pressure. Give us $1 a month. That's awesome.
Feel a little pressure.
Oh, geez. You want to lay that on our people that they need to be giving us
Look,
$60,000 a month.
If you have the ability to give us $60,000 a month, yes, I want you to feel pressure.
Mr. Bezos, if
Feel
you're
it.
listening,
That
give us
money is so
$60,000
heavy
a
in
month.
your hands. It's so heavy. Aren't you tired? Give it to Sailor
Yeah.
Business.
Mr. Bezos, I gave you all the clues.
But instead of a snowman, it's just two little Odango buns and a face. Good.
Love it. So,
Look,
yes.
if you're not going to pay any taxes at all, then you should pay for Sailor Business by going to patreon.com/sailorbusiness. And the rest of you can kick in as little as $1 a month to
Yeah.
help us out.
Now, listen, for $5 a month, you'll get access to ridiculous things that didn't make it into the podcast, like us talking about, I don't know, what are we talking about this time? Besides REM, because I talk about them too much.
Pretty much all you talking about REM.
No, there was more than that, I think. But also for $15 a month, if you are at the $15 level, as Chris mentioned earlier, you're going to get one of these awesome new pins of Tuxedo Melvin throwing a bit of fried shrimp. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's so cool. It's so great.
Chris, do we have any new patrons to thank today?
Yes, in fact, we do. If you will give me one moment to pull up the list of patrons.
I'll allow it. While you're doing that, I'll do a quote from Twitter where Stephen Bush made up the quote as though it was from the last episode. There's no narrative reason for Vanellope to be a princess. It's just a marketing gimmick. Anyway, back to Sailor Moon.
Yeah, that's true. That movie's bullshit. I'm sorry. The movie's bullshit. I do not know where if we thanked these people already, so I think some people might get a double thank you.
Double thanked. This
I
could
know.
happen to you if you were a patron.
So let's say thanks to new patron Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Nick is a new patron.
Nick, we appreciate your help.
Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
Robert is new.
Thank you, Robert.
Damiana is
Ooh.
a new patron.
Thank you, Damiana.
I feel like I would have remembered thanking Potato Magic.
It doesn't sound familiar, but it will now. Thank you, Potato Magic.
Nathaniel is a new. Nathaniel's getting a pin.
Oh,
Nathaniel's getting a pin plus, actually.
oh,
Thank you,
Dankeschön, Nathaniel.
Tengu.
Thank you, Tengu.
David is a new patron as well.
David, we appreciate the help.
Carl.
Thank you, Carl. We have a lot. Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's a grip, man. Joe is a new patron.
Thank you, Joe.
DJ Twilly.
Thank you, DJ Twilly.
I'm suspecting Nathaniel and DJ Twilly might be international listeners who are trying to help us out with some shipping on those pins.
Gotcha.
Jeffrey is getting a pin.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Bishop, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Bishop.
Kevin is new.
Thank you, Kevin.
This is in all caps, so Victoria.
Thank you, Victoria.
Victoria! And Scotia.
Thank you, Scotia.
And that's it. That's a bunch of new patrons. Thank you all very, very much for supporting the show and helping us do it, and honestly helping us buy the pins, and get the pins made. So you're the reason we have them, and you are going to be the reason you have them as well.
Before we get back to the show, I did want to just mention one thing, which is just that one of our fans on Twitter, Kij Casa, sent us an article talking about how we were confused by young children running around the city, but and this article talking about that's just not unusual apparently in Japan. Children as young as 2 or 3 could be sent on errands, and 6-year-olds are often expected to navigate public transit by themselves.
I saw that. Don't send a 3-year-old on an errand. That is way too much responsibility for a 3-year-old.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I have a 2.5-year-old, and I am just like, there's no chance I would let him go anywhere on his own, ever, for the rest of his life. So there you are.
I mean, eventually.
Okay, yes, eventually, but not at this age. Is that yes? The idea of a 6-year-old. I mean, again, we're right near New York City, and so maybe the folks in New York City feel differently. I feel like if I was still in New York City, there's no way I'd be like, yeah, you're 6, just hop on the train, go wherever you need to go. Like, there's no chance I would do
that. Yeah, I don't like I mean, I live in Durham, kind of out in the suburbs, so like my kid would have to drive, which I'm not going to let a 3-year-old drive. Not even my Camry.
What about 6? What about 6?
2000 car. 6? Oh yeah, sure. 6.
Okay.
Come on, again, it's Carolina. You know, a 6-year-old can drive.
It's only a problem if they get pulled over. So
that's right.
Just and you know what? You know what I tell them? Drive like you stole it.
Because that's what I'm going to say. If they catch you, I'm going to say that kid stole my car.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So with that, I think we can probably get back to the show.
Please.
All right. Here we go.
Stars.
Stars.
Yeah.
Written in the stars, a million miles away. That was the official theme song to WrestleMania 16, which is also called WrestleMania 2000.
Was it from the year 2000?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Just a guess. It's either that or it's the year 16, and they were just forward thinking. So Juban High School Sports Tournament starting. Actually, no, it's not. It's ending. We jump straight to the almost the end of the tournament when the softball event is happening. So apparently at this point, we already have to take as read that Venus won the volleyball tournament or something. I don't know. But it's come down to this. It's guess what? It's the Usagi Seiya team versus the Sonoko team. They have tied up. Venus and Mars.
Mina and Ray.
Yeah, Mina and Ray have tied up the normal announcer and taken it upon themselves to become the announcers for this game.
I gotta say, hell yes. Would love that commentary team on any sport.
Not only that, but Mina announces herself. She's like, I, Minako Aino, the school celebrity. With all certainty.
We have 3 celebrities at the school, friend.
Mina's the school celebrity. Like she's the big deal at the school. I mean, she is a superhero. They're all superheroes, but
nobody knows that. Yeah,
right. And Ray doesn't even go to the school.
Right.
She's just here.
Ray just found her way into the school to watch this tournament and comment on it. So again, in keeping with the what the fuck are they basing their decisions on, Crow and Siren show up at Juban High School going, hey man, they're having a sports tournament. Somebody there's going to have a star seed. What?
Yeah. Sports.
And Siren is totally unbothered. So unbothered that she's just eating chips out of a bag. And I I find actually that really endearing. Just her love of Earth
Sure.
snacks.
Oh yeah.
I just like chips. He's just here for the chips.
Can we talk about the gender disparity in softball uniforms that we're getting in this episode?
Oh yeah. You're upset that the boys aren't wearing short shorts too?
Yeah, it's summertime. The boys of summer, Jordan, baseball players. I don't know if this is like a thing that this is what you wear when you play softball in high school in Japan, but like the boys have baseball uniforms and the girls have sexy baseball uniforms.
All
They
right.
have like you're dressing as a baseball player for Halloween.
I just Googled Japanese high school football or softball. Let's see what it looks like. I'm not seeing sexy uniforms. I'm seeing sensible uniforms.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm seeing only sensible things.
Only sensible things. Also, Sonoko is not wearing a proper hat.
No.
That is like a plastic visor. This, I gotta say, I work in comics, and so I turned 35 and got super into baseball. And as an expert now, I can say that like this is not regulation.
Actually, all the girls are wearing them. Usagi's got a visor too, like a poker visor.
Yeah.
So I think it's all the girls. I mean, those are the only girls I mostly see in this so far. So I don't know if there are other ones to judge, but
I guess they do have special concerns in that they both have very elaborate hairstyles that are very vertical.
right, they need to poke out of the. Although, wait, I think I just saw somebody else have one.
Wouldn't it be good if she was just wearing a regular baseball cap with the like holes for the odongos, though?
Yes,
That would be
it would.
adorable.
Just some little holes cut in it.
The weird see-through plastic visors are on all the girls. There's another girl on the blue team that has one as well, at least. It's weird, man. That's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird show.
And then wait, I think I just saw another girl on the pink team that was wearing pants.
Oh yeah, she's at bat. It's
hard
like
to
one
tell.
of the stills. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. That could be a boy with long hair.
That's
You
true.
can't see their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? It's a 0-0 game. Both pitchers, who are Sonoko and Seiya, are both so good that they're striking out every batter.
It's such a boring game to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would not be a
games
fun.
are so boring.
Are they tied? Like, are they tied at 0-0? I missed the score.
Yes, yeah, they're tied at 0-0, 6 innings in, which apparently it's only a 7-inning game, but they're 6 innings in, and it's
I
nothing
think
to nothing.
softball's 7 innings. I think that's legit.
Okay,
I think so. Yeah.
I know less about softball than I know about baseball, so there you are, which is
That
nothing.
would be a boring game. However, a potential double perfect game would be like about the 7th inning. It would get pretty interesting.
That's true. That's true. By then, the tension is getting up, and you're like, okay, well, is this pitcher tired? Because they've just been doing this the whole game. They're doing all the work. Nobody else is doing anything.
Wasn't that was the movie For the Love of the Game? Isn't that about him trying to pitch a perfect game?
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Kevin Costner, Sam Raimi did that one.
Sam Raimi baseball game?
Baseball movie, but yes.
That's all I'm meant. I'm very tired. What happens? Like, how much blood comes out when he hits the ball?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was when it was right. I think it was the movie he did after A Simple Plan. It was like Spider-Man, A Simple Plan, and then For Love of the Game, which it was like, whoa, what's going on? Where's he going? But it was a good movie. So at the 6th inning, at the bottom of the 6th, or at the bottom of the 6th, it gets rained out. Well, not out. They're hoping to just pause for a while, but it's raining. Everybody goes inside and hides.
Which is weird because the flyer at the beginning says a little rain is no problem. So apparently it is a problem.
It starts pouring. It starts pouring, except that they're like, it'll clear up. And then Chibi Chibi has to go pee.
She's potty trained. That's good.
She is, and
weird
apparently she
baseball-
needs... Yeah, she needs someone to walk her to the bathroom area, but then doesn't need any help in the room because...
Or crossing traffic, like in the previous
Right,
episode.
that's true. That's true. But she makes Usagi take her into the area of the bathroom, and then Usagi's just like, okay, you got this, bye. And she goes outside and has a nice little talk with Sonoko, who is like, oh, I'm going to fucking destroy you. You know what? He's going to pitch the ball to me, and I'm going to fucking hit it. And guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to hit it to you, because you suck.
Yeah, because I am not only a great pitcher, I am also a great batter, a thing that is very common and exists in baseball.
Mhm.
And Usagi's just like, yeah, listen, probably I'm not good at this. This is not my thing.
Like, I'm gonna do my best, but I suck. So cool. I mean,
You're probably
you
right.
do.
Hey, you know what? You do you. Have fun. As long as you're having fun out there.
I didn't want to lose because, like, Say is my friend, and apparently we can't be fucking friends anymore if we lose this game.
No, the entire population of this school has decided we are not allowed to be friends.
But you know, yeah, that's what's going to happen, and that enamors her to Sonoko. Sonoko's like, oh, you know what? This girl's all right.
I think you mean endears her, although I would be very interested in the storyline where it enamors her.
You're right. I'm sorry. Endears her. I mean, everybody's in love with Usagi. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
She goes, all right, now I'm going to break them up because I want Usagi. No, that's not what happens. She just is like, you know what, this girl's all right. Hey, guess what, Usagi? Let's have a game without regrets. Okay.
And I feel like Usagi was like, I wasn't really regretting a whole lot previous to this, but whatever you need to do. But
Yeah.
And as Usagi and Chibi Chiba are walking away, because what is it, Lead Crow? No, Aluminum Siren, because Aluminum Siren doesn't wait long enough. Wait, which one is it? This is Lead Crow, right?
I don't know.
The angry one, not the dumb one.
That's Lead Crow.
Okay. So Lead Crow doesn't wait long enough before Usagi leaves the room before she attacks. So they hear Sonoko scream, and Usagi has to go back and do the fight.
Yeah. So she does the fight, and now Usagi has wings, and I know that she doesn't always have wings.
Wait, hold on. She does not always have wings. You're right. Wings come and go on this show, and may or may not be real.
Mm-hmm. Debatable.
The wings might be a metaphor.
But you're not the only one who sees these wings, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Aluminum Siren also sees these wings because she sees Sailor Moon transform,
Mm-hmm.
which gives her some thoughts.
Again, the way you're talking is like, there's a lot of tension in this story.
I don't know. It doesn't sound wrong to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More than with Seiya, I guess.
So guess what? Sonoko didn't have the fucking Starseed, obviously. Why would she? She's just a girl who plays softball.
I'll tell you what she does have, though, and that is a completely bonkers monster form.
That
Yes.
is also true. Talk about it. Walk us through it.
This is among all of the sailors in this season.
It's quite a design.
Would you like to talk us through it, Kat?
Real quick, I will describe it in just a second as soon as I scroll to where I can see it. She does call her, I think, the pink southpaw, which I think is really cute because she is actually
I missed that.
left-handed when she bats and pitches, and I was like, oh, that's a nice thought. But now to talk about that.
Sailor Uyghur.
So she's got a spike helmet. Good. Good so far. She's got short shorts, fine. Yep. She's got knee guards, good. Protected. Very good. She's got some cleats. She's got good shoes. She also has a crop top with a baseball firmly upon each breast.
Yeah.
Yeah. If people remember our episode titles from the long ago days,
Episode 100.
this is base boobs.
Yeah. Base boobs. Or, I mean, technically, I guess soft boobs, but that doesn't.
Oh no! Sailor Uyghur is quite a design. Oh, and the hair.
Yeah,
I
the
didn't
hair is
even
a big
talk
deal.
about the hair because it appears as like a long ponytail of sorts, but where it wrapped, and then with a softball, like softballs all the way down.
Yeah, like five, I think 5 softballs.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
it's a lot.
So the first thing that happens in this fight is also like the first thing that happens in my favorite scene in Batman Year One, where Jim Gordon gives that guy the baseball bat and then beats the shit out of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Except for Sailor Leaguer throws a baseball bat at Usagi,
Mhm.
and then after she had to see this one coming, after giving her a bat, she then throws a bunch of balls at her.
Mhm.
And I feel like maybe she was underestimating her. But Usagi is like,
Yes.
yeah, guess what? I am in my God Queen form now.
Definitely. And I have been practicing softball all week. So maybe correct.
I have up to 3 hours of training.
But yeah, like it's it right back in her face. Impressive.
Yeah. And she fucking whomps it too. It is great. Like we get a close up of her boot as she slides into position, and then she goes overhead with it. It's awesome. The only problem with this is that I wish she would have used her wand
Oh,
instead of a bat.
that would have been pretty good.
Well, she does then attempt to use her wand and
Yeah,
gets hit
but not
in the back
not
with
as a baseball
ball.
bat. She doesn't try to hit a ball with it.
No, that's true.
She goes to heal Sonoko so she can taunt her some more about Seiya and finish the game. But she is interrupted.
She's interrupted by an aluminum siren showing up and going, "So it's you who's got the Starseed," and trying to rip Sailor Moon's Starseed out. An interesting proposition.
Mhm.
Again, Jordan, the wording you're using is wild horny, my man.
No, that was for you because you've been saying the whole time that she's the one with the Starseed, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah, that's how the show typically works. So maybe she's catching on.
This entire time, I guess Sailor Leaguer is menacing Chibi Chibi,
Mhm.
having recovered from getting hit in the face. She also has claws, but her claws are a mitt. That's a pretty good design choice.
Mhm.
Right.
Chibi Chibi executes a dodge, and Sailor Leaguer face plant,
A leapfrog.
presumably just so that we can get this shot of someone's having some fun with Sailor Leaguer
Oh,
down
the
at
butt shot? Yeah.
down at the old cartoon factory.
Mhm.
That's what they're called, right? Cartoon factories.
Yes,
Cartoon Factory.
absolutely.
I see what happened here, Chris. You were so distracted by Sailor Leaguer's butt, you missed that Chibi Chibi grabs Sailor Moon's wand and transforms into a Sailor Scout,
I did.
because that is what
I did
happens.
miss it.
Well, we see her grab the wand, and then we cut to all of our scouts having like feeling a trembling in the forest or some shit, or their spider sense going off, their sailor sense going off. Each of them going like, "Oh, what is this? I feel, oh my goodness, what's going on?" Including the Starlights, who say it's
They
the
refer
birth
to
of
it
a new
as the
star.
birth of a new star. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Galaxia, who mysteriously, why I can't figure out how they wrote this line, is also like, oh, I had no idea it could be hidden here.
What?
Yeah,
Then why were you having them search here?
it's not a great line choice because
Oh, I was just killing 1,000 years searching this place, but I didn't think it was going to actually be here. Fuck.
is this the light that will change my fate? I had no idea it was hidden on this remote planet. I've just been having them search it for funsies. I just wanted to make
Ridiculous.
them feel punished.
Hey, I like this show, but I don't know if it's good.
I love this show, but I don't know if it's good.
That's where I'm at right now.
So then, Usagi is like having like a, I don't know, having like a psychic plane encounter with Chibi Chibi, and Chibi Chibi is a Sailor Scout in this. If you look, she's got the little heart shaped like things on her odongo. She's wearing a tiara, which Sailor Moon doesn't even do anymore. She's got a more formalized sailor uniform than she's used to. It's it's small, so I can see how you'd miss it. But yeah, she is decked out like a scout now.
Yeah, so she this is where the wand. What is the name of this thing?
The tiara, I think. There's a longer name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, Usagi gets a new one that she pulls out of her hand.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's pretty sweet, actually.
Well,
the moon power tiara, I think.
Yeah.
It's tiara instead of tiara. It's a little confusing.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's a word. But sure.
Not sure.
This whole sequence where she smashes the two wands together and then withdraws it from her body, and then the whole attack sequence, that's the thing. I definitely remember watching this attack sequence because I'm like, oh yeah, there's that money.
Mm-hmm.
There's where they spent the time animating all of those feathers.
Here's the thing,
and the sparkles.
Here's the thing, and I know I have complained about Sailor Moon's power upgrades in the past because there was no explanation for them, and in this one we have. Well, I don't want to say there's an explanation. There's a bit of an explanation because it's whatever the fuck is going on with Chibi Chibi. Mm-hmm. But with this one, the problem I have is not that. It's I don't understand why she gets an upgrade. She didn't. Her power works fine. Her power has successfully stopped the monster every time. And this time, the problem wasn't her power doesn't work. The problem was, hey, my wand's 5 feet over there. And Chibi Chibi's like, well, how about this? It's a totally different power now. Okay. Sure.
The child touched it.
I don't know. That seems very handy to me.
If I'm like, hey, hand me that soda over there, and it's like, no, I'll hand you this juice. Well, okay, I'm thirsty, so I guess I'll drink that.
I don't know if it's good. That's all. I love it.
It's okay. Things don't have to be good for us to love them. This is the lesson I've learned as an adult. Is it good? Probably not. Do I love it? Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan, so there you are.
There you go.
Problem solved.
It's a nice new animation. It's called what is it? Silver Moon Crystal Power Kiss?
Yes.
Silver Moon Now hold on. Is it a silver moon or is it a silver moon crystal? And I don't know. Is it a crystal powered kiss or is it a silver moon crystal power kiss? I don't know.
I think you're in the weeds.
Is it kissing us with force or is it kissing us with crystal power? I don't know.
I wish I could tell you. I cannot. So the monster gets exploded. I actually really like. Again, none of the attacks ever look like she is attacking.
No.
What was the last one that really looked like she was attacking that I liked so much?
Well,
where she does the kind of bow and arrow motion. What's that attack?
Oh, was that her?
Yeah, because I remember talking about how much I liked it.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember her hitting people with giant hearts that would hit them like a truck.
And then they scream, beautiful.
Let's see.
I mean, that's the thing is that her attacks are not attacks. They're saves. She's saving these people every time.
With the exception of the tiara in the first.
Right, at the beginning. She used to dust people, and now she doesn't dust them anymore.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. It wasn't Sailor Kick.
Your moon dust.
Sailor Kick's probably my favorite one of all time.
Sure, why wouldn't it be?
What was that attack?
Oh, well, WikiMoon just gave a kind of spoiler to me, which is just that this is her last attack.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's only 13 more episodes.
Sure, man.
I mean, look, I would not put it past them to put another one in there. Moon Goddess Meditation.
Oh, right. That was at the end of the last season, the Super S.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Why did we not think of the most attacky attack being meditation?
Well, you know.
It's almost like a gentle uterus.
Yeah, like a lot of the attacks do not look like attacks.
Right.
This one also does not look like an attack, but I do like the way that the energy is drawn to hit. But yeah, Moonguard's Meditation is the dopest attack in the entire show. It's a shame that the horse needs to be there for it.
Oh, the horse.
Is that the one where she spins a lot? I like the one where she spins a lot.
Moonguard's Meditation is the one where she draws back the wand like it's a sword, and then like does like the thrusting motion, and you see it like from multiple angles.
That's
I think
fine.
Spiral Heart Attack is the one where she spins a lot.
I like that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty
Spiral
cool.
Heart Attack it has that weird ending bit though, where she like lands in her
Her knees is a little strange.
Yeah, that is strange.
Cool pose.
Not the greatest Finch pose.
We should rank
all of them.
Rank every attack in the show.
All right, that's a chibi-sode.
Chibi-sode. Yes.
Hey, but guess what? Aluminum Siren is not done with this. She's like, no, I figured something out here. I'm attacking you again. And then the Starlights show up and are like, oh, really? And she's like, all right, I'll see you guys later. And it's actually interesting. This is probably the most interesting character development for her because, again, she's normally very bubbly and dumb, but then she turns to be like angry and evil and vicious. And it's kind of unexpected. I kind of was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, she has that moment of showing through the veneer a little bit of just like, oh, well, whatever, I don't really care. But, oh, I know information about you. They don't really call it out so much in this episode because I think she only says like, oh, that girl has an interesting starseed when she sees her transform. But I think in the next episode, she actually calls it out. Oh, I also know who that person is.
Sure.
And that becomes a plot point in the next episode that she knows who Usagi is. But yeah, seeing her sharpen up a little bit, but then also be like, oh, nope, that's too many people. Bye. And just bounce is rather cute.
It is. It's pretty funny. And then, yeah, like you said, she's gone, and then the plot's over, and we can get back to the real plot of what happens in this softball game. We forgot to mention that when Chibi Chibi touched the wand, it cleared up all the rain. I don't know how that worked, but all right. So apparently what happens is, as always, Sonoko wakes up from having passed out on the ground and just goes, I passed out. Anyway, let's get back to that baseball game.
Apparently having your starseed pulled out is not like having your dream mirror or being put into a coma. Apparently you come out refreshed and ready to do surgery.
Passing out and just waking up and being like, oh, I'm fine, and playing the rest of the game. It's fine. She's fine.
Well, she does great, except she doesn't do that great because we find out Seiya gets a hit.
Mm-hmm.
She throws a ball and Seiya hits it. First point of the entire game, home run. Then in the bottom of the inning, we end up with Seiya pitching, and Seiya's doing even worse because he's got 2 people on base. So he blew it. That perfect game thing is out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sonoko's on at the plate, and he throws the ball. Guess what? Just as she's like the fucking Babe Ruth of this high school. Exactly what she said was going to happen happens. She hits it straight to Usagi, and Usagi's like, I got it. And then, big dramatic moment. Does she have it? Now, let me ask you, Chris. I really didn't know whether she was going to have it.
I was expecting it to end just with her face planted in the dirt. And that's not knowing.
Oh, really?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she wasn't going to make it, and then Sonoko's going to let her off the hook and be like, but I listen, I was only kidding. You and him can still be friends. I know you guys are good friends.
And then they do the playful rivalry thing.
Or something, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Usagi successfully catches the ball strikes her out. Game over.
That's not a strikeout.
Right, you're right.
That's-
Outs her? What do you call it when you catch
yeah,
the ball?
she gets her out. She catches her out.
Gets her
yeah.
out. Okay. Right, she doesn't strike her out because that's when you have 3 strikes. Duh. Sorry. Yeah, and they won the game.
Usagi did it. She worked real hard.
She did. She did it.
And now we will never see Sonoko again.
Yeah, sure.
Presumably she had to quit school in shame.
Oh, of course.
She leaves the country in defeat.
Yeah.
The end.
Ta-da! And she finishes her little like, oh yeah, I'm doing well, Mama. We won the game. Isn't that great? She finishes her letter.
And Mamo looks down from heaven.
Do they have baseball where you are? In heaven?
Boyfriend.
Wait, they do. And if they and like it's like again, Field of Dreams. He
right.
could come. He can come watch the game.
Yeah, Memo's hanging out with Kevin Costner like, yeah, shit's wild right now.
Good.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. This was fun. It was a dopey episode, but it was a good time.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end, and we always like to talk about what we learned from the episode. We get a lot of moral instruction from Sailor Moon, as always. It's time for Sailor Business Says. Kat, what did you learn from this episode of Sailor Moon that I'm sure taught us all so much?
Oh boy. I learned that even if I'm an evil monster, even if I'm going to throw about 1 million baseballs at my opponent, I should still throw them the bat.
Oh, that's fair play.
Fair play. Even as a monster, she's like, nah, we're gonna make this a fair match.
Yep. I learned that the way it works is you can literally just be like, enter into a contest and say, and if I win, I'm dating person of your choice.
Fandom rules.
Yeah. It just works.
Mm-hmm.
Just works. How about you, Chris?
I clearly missed out on so much. I don't have one. I did not prepare one.
Wow. Well, first of all, I never prepare one ever.
I know you
not
don't.
once.
Well, because you don't respect this show, and I do.
Right. Yeah, okay.
So I usually prepare one.
Well, except for this time when you didn't respect the show.
No, I learned that the best way to deal with a rival is to spend a good 20 minutes learning the thing that they are good at and then crush them.
Yeah.
Destroy them.
Yeah.
Make them rue the day.
Wow. Wow, you think she's ruining the day? Wow.
I mean, probably. I don't know. Probably not.
Did leave the country in shame.
She did have to leave the country. And last time somebody left the country, he immediately died. So
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's probably true. It's probably all true.
all of those places that don't have a Sailor Moon, like the remaining 18 Kings of Heaven, are just there. And they have no idea what happened back at Point D. They're just like, yeah, we have just been putting everybody in the coma. It's like the apocalypse in every other country.
As soon as Sailor V left, like London, England, screwed. Just everybody's dead. It doesn't exist anymore. Wiped off the face of the planet.
I wish the episode that showed her London adventure was good in any way.
It would be so nice if it was good.
Like the idea of Sailor V in London, it's like, oh, that sounds great. Oh, it's not that good.
Yeah, you want it to be at least as good as the episode of Batman 66 where they go to London.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's one of my favorites. They go to Londinium.
Londinium.
Anyway, that's the episode. Yeah, this one's fine. It's fine.
This is one of the ones that actually makes me like Seiya just a tiny bit.
Sure.
Only because you see him be honest with Usagi instead of just like continually, I don't know, is gaslighting the right word? Just like it's just continually
just straight up lying, I think.
We're awesome friends. I really like you. Like, and just following her around and annoying the shit out of her. But he has like an honest moment with her, and I like Usagi in this one because she works hard for a thing. She's like, well, I hate this thing. I hate it. But you're kind of my friend, I guess, and I think I don't want to disappoint you, so I'm gonna try. And she does. She does a thing. She works really
She's a
hard for
good
it.
friend. She's a
Yeah.
good friend always, no
Oh,
matter what.
Misagi.
I do wish that in Seiya's big moment where he's talking about his feelings, I wish it would have been like, yeah, we're singing, trying to find this princess, this queen.
Mhm.
And Usagi was like, oh yeah, it's me, probably. I used to be a princess and will in the future also be a princess. So
Queen
of
Queen,
the planet
yeah.
in the future, God Queen of the universe.
Yeah,
Just
she will never
FYI.
be a princess again. Come on.
Well, when she has her Princess Serenity form that she goes into, she's like, yeah, sometimes I grow a dress
That's true.
spontaneously.
Well, frequently she grows a dress, actually.
I just sweat it out of my pores.
Yeah, you know how the Hulk, it's kind of like the Hulk, but it's like a nice white dress.
Yeah.
And my eyes go dead, and I have no emotion.
Yeah, and then all my friends died in space, I think.
Mm-hmm, it's all true.
Actually, all of my friends have died multiple times. What were you talking about? I'm sorry, here I am, going on about myself.
And my tragic past. This show is wild.
Her light shines bright. That's all I can say.
It does.
I wish Usagi would mention more often, just like casually offhand, that she is a princess, and everybody just be like, yeah, that's Usagi, she's weird. Because the thing is, Usagi's not the kind of person who's going to be able to keep that a secret.
No, not really.
She's a princess, though, the way Princess Leia's a princess. Like, her planet's gone.
Well,
her
she's
kingdom
also
has fallen.
She is also a princess in the way most princesses are princess, in that she will one day be queen.
But that's not but she's hold on, actually, you're right, except that the thing she's going to be queen of is not the same kingdom that she was the princess of. So actually there's a big missing part there where we have to see where the part where the world gets together and goes, you know what, let's make her queen.
You know what, crystals. Let's just start making shit out of crystals. I feel good about it.
Really big ones. I live inside of them.
We'll get these crystal points.
It's gonna be cool. They're all in Tokyo.
I was thinking the other day that Naoko Takeuchi should do like a not a reboot of Sailor Moon, but like a reimagining. And instead of basing all the costumes on like the high fashion stuff that she based them on in the 90s, she should base it on like current high fashion stuff. And we'll get a Sailor Moon that's dressed like Lana Del Rey's outfit at the Met Gala when she went as the Seven Sorrows.
Met Gala. Oh boy.
Yeah. If you don't know what that looks like, listeners, look it up. It's dope as shit.
It's real good.
So here's what just happened in my head. I'm sorry I got distracted for a second, because I was thinking about this crystal thing, and my brain went, oh, like, yeah, they have all crystal stuff like Krypton. And then I started going, oh, it would be funny if Sailor Moon is like a kind of like, spoilers, like the end of Red Sun, where it's like, oh, guess what? This was all a prequel to Superman because this is how Krypton happened. And then I went, shit, in that version, Chibi is Superman.
Yeah.
I do not like that at all.
Oh, Chibi.
Chibi is of the House of L?
Oh, no. I hate it, but I like it. I have problems. Oh no.
Very distinct hair.
Uh-huh.
Nebulously defined superpowers, falls out of the sky one day. All adds up.
Terrible.
No.
All right, let's call this.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, like nothing's bad in this episode.
No.
Seiya, as you said, Kat, like, he's fine in this episode.
Yeah. He's nicer than normal.
True. The Starlights do nothing at all for the entire episode. But yeah, like it's got some fun stuff.
Yeah.
But we have come to the end. So Kat, would you please tell